So the first weekend of the Black Ops 6 beta has finished, and I've got some thoughts. My name is TrollLogic. I've been playing Call of Duty since Black Ops 1, and as someone who considered themselves as a slightly above average player, I wanted to say my thoughts on the game. We're going to split this into 3 sections of the good, the bad, and the in-between. And before we get into it, I just want to say that I haven't felt this much hype for a Call of Duty game since BO3. The way that the community is reacting and engaging with Black Ops 6, it's got me excited.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Now, starting off with the good. First things first, to get out of the way, the main menu music is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Treyarch has nailed it once again.
Hold on. You're gonna make me come again.
I mean, this one gets you so hyped up. It makes you just want to keep listening to it. You want to stay in the lobby a little bit longer just to keep listening to it. I could really even hear myself listening to this in the gym or something. It just gets you so hyped up and motivated. I don't know, it's really, really good. Jack Wall and all the music and sound guys at Treyarch have been putting in the work in the studio, and it's paid off. It is an absolutely phenomenal and amazing track. Call of Duty's big thing this year is the Omni movement, and with it comes a big learning curve that challenges what you know of COD movement. For example, sprinting and diving in any direction. I personally had to constantly remind myself that I could perform such moves because it's not something that comes naturally after being used to the rigid movement we've had for years. You have the choice of going into a training mode, and it shows you the basics and overview of how to use the movement system, but you've got to really practice in real games to get the hang of it. Now, I have to say that it is very fun. I love being agile and having agile movement systems in games, so this feels right up my alley. It's also really rewarding when pulled off successfully, and it almost feels addicting as a result. When you do some action movie moves like diving off the stairs or balcony, turning around and killing someone, it feels amazing. It makes me want to get better and keep practicing to be able to keep pulling off these kinds of moves for clips and for my self-satisfaction. I think that this movement system will definitely create a massive skill gap between players who learn and utilize it and those who do not. And this could have some implications for how this game is going to be played going on, and I will get into that in a moment. The sound design is very, very good. Audio is super punchy, and things like headshots feel fantastic and bassy. The medals, the music, the hit marker sounds, they all sound very nice. I don't have a high-end headset, so if it sounds really good to me on what I'm wearing, then I can only imagine what it sounds like on better, more premium headsets. Now, the footsteps are an issue, but I will get into that in the negative section. Now, in true Treyarch fashion, the maps are visually wonderful. They are vibrant and beautiful to look at. Color palette on maps are amazing. Everything pops out and looks really, really good. Each map stands out as its own. They don't look samey. Like, for example, Skyline and Derelict look very, very different. They aren't washed out in any way and have their own style. I hope post-launch they continue to pump out unique and colorful maps and less remasters. I feel like we've had way too many remasters in recent CODs. The maps, they generally play really well too, with the only issue I've had being on Derelict with some spawning issues at the back with the trains where Zone C on Domination is, but the overall pace with them, I have no complaints. The strike maps, which are the super close quarters maps, are crazy and just chaotic, but that is obviously what they're designed for, so I don't have any complaints with them. Pit is definitely fun to play on. Treyarch have said there will be no big maps whatsoever for Black Ops 6, and I'm going to elaborate my thoughts on that in the in-between section. The guns, they feel really good to use, especially the snipers. Something about them just feels so satisfying to get kills with. I'm not the best with snipers, but damn do I feel great using them here. They're very consistent too, which only helps in making them feel fantastic to use. Getting a kill feels weighty and very good. I think they've done a good job with this one. Each class feels like their own, with ARs being the middle ground, SMG trading speed for range, and so on. And to add to that, the SMGs feel best suited for the movement system because they're lightweight. You're able to get your gun up and going much faster than the other weapons. For example, it feels quite clunky with a sniper to dive and then turn around and try to shoot someone, but I guess that sort of makes sense with it being a heavier weapon, but still they should probably try to balance that out a little bit so that it's less of so it feels less clunky. And in general, the game actually is just fun. Even when I'm having a terrible game, I still want to keep playing because I'm enjoying the gameplay loop, and because the maps are small and fast paced, I get right back into the action and can try to redeem myself if I'm having a bad game. I've found that I want to get better with the movement system and increase my game sense and learn and try to evolve and be better. Now, I'm genuinely having a great time playing the game so far. Now, moving on to the bad section. Now, let's address the elephant in the room first and foremost. The spawns are a mess. You can die from one guy and then spawn right in front of him and then get killed by him once again, which has happened to me, as you can see in this next clip. Bro, come on. You're respawn. Let's watch this. He's literally going to see me spawn. So he killed me. He saw me spawn right in front of him and killed me again. Treyarch, good stuff, bro. This definitely needs to be fixed for launch, which it probably will considering it's a major gameplay flow issue. I watched Merc's music video on his thoughts of the first weekend of the beta, and he put it very well in his review where he said that these maps are completely new. Treyarch didn't have much data to figure out where to put the spawns and what to do with them because they can only have so much data during their internal playtests. So now that the beta is in play and it's out and they're getting millions of games and players on it, hopefully they'll have enough data to sort it all out and fix it. And Treyarch has even said on their Twitter that there is spawn fixes on the second weekend, but we just have to wait and see how that plays out. Now, at first I thought it was just me, but it turns out it actually is the beta, but the lag issues are insane. A lot of stuttering and packet loss has been happening and everyone's been experiencing it. The servers have just been struggling so far this beta. I have no doubt that this will be fixed though, as it is such an important issue. Plus it is a beta after all. Now at times gunfights feel very inconsistent. Sometimes you'll be melting people with 2 shots, but other times 2 headshots doesn't kill them, and it doesn't make sense. And vice versa, sometimes you feel like you're getting melted, and other times you're able to body the shots. Pause. I'm thinking it's because the damage areas have changed, so maybe that's what's causing the inconsistent feeling, but it is sort of frustrating when I'll shoot someone 4 times with the same weapon as them, and they somehow melt me much quicker, or at least it feels that way. As I previously mentioned on my audio point in the goods section, I cannot hear footsteps whatsoever. An enemy could be right next to me, sprinting, and I would have no idea if they're not in my line of sight. They said on Twitter that they made adjustments to the footsteps audio, so we will see if in the second beta it's enough of a change. But if they have fixed it, that'd be great, because I've died too many times with people right behind me and I had no idea they were there because I just couldn't hear them. Lastly, healing takes a long time, too long in fact. It forces you to hide away until you're back to full health, which goes against the whole run and gun nature of this game, and it makes you rely on stims or the quick heal perk. It turns them into crutch equipment essentially, and you can't really use anything else other than stims. If you want to use flashbangs and concussions or whatever you want to use, you're at a greater disadvantage in a gunfight with someone who uses stims than when you don't. And finally, the in-between section. Now, I've put this into the in-between section because it's not really going to be a problem anymore, but it's just what I felt I wanted to say because it's what I experienced in the weekend, the first weekend at least, is that the Jackal is way too overpowered and way overused.
A jackal! Jackal! It's a jackal! It looks like a jackal! 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 It's a jackal! Jackal!
Time!
It wasn't right the first time you said it. Why the hell would it be right the next 10 times? God!
It makes it super hard to use any other weapon against it. It's just so incredibly better than anything else. It's just objectively the best gun in the game. Treyarch has said that they've since nerfed it on their Twitter, which is why I put this in the in-between section, because I guess it's not going to be much of a problem anymore. Another thing is that I hope they redesigned the lobby screen in the final game. The one right now feels so bland and uninspired, with our characters just in some dark void with nothing around them. I do hope that's just a temporary placeholder for the beta, but even just having the world map like we did in BO2 is enough. Maybe have that and our operators walking. I don't know, just anything will be better than just an empty void. The winner's circle returns from Black Ops 3, and it is a nice return, even though it's currently very rudimentary and broken with the emote spams you can do. But would I be in the wrong to prefer it to not come back? Don't get me wrong, it's cool that it shows the best 3 players of the winning team, and it's cool to see yourself on it, but it just means that there's more time to wait to search and play for the next match now. It's obvious that they're also back for microtransaction sales too, and it's just kind of like a barrier to the next match. I gotta wait longer, I gotta wait like a 10-20 more seconds for people to emote on me and just wait for that whole thing to go past, and then the after action report, and then search for another game. It's just kind of long. Maybe if there was an option to turn it off for people who don't want to experience it and they can just go straight to the lobby. Now, the conversation that always pops up year after year, skill-based matchmaking. Let's be real here. It's here to stay. There is really nothing we can do about it. It's been complained about for years and years, and it hasn't changed whatsoever. And we shouldn't expect it to, because it's what makes Activision their money from Call of Duty. They don't charge for map packs anymore, so if they get the most people buying bundles with SBMM, then that is what they're going to stick with, unless they're shown of another way. The only reason they changed to this system is because of Fortnite and their microtransaction system. That being said, this beta felt sweaty. Perhaps because only the most dedicated players would be playing right now, because they would have bought the pre-order and they're all running around with their Vault Edition skins already, and I can just, damn, I bet the people in Dubai sweat less than this. Let's see how the matches go with the open beta on this weekend and on launch when the masses have a chance to play the game, but I really hope this game doesn't say this sweaty. And linking to that point, this game is super fast-paced. Personally, I like fast-paced games because it's constantly engaging, and I enjoy BO6 for that reason. It's very much run and gun, no stopping, and with the movement system on top of that, and the fact that there will be no big maps for BO6, it seems like that's the overall game design. Trying to be slow and camp will almost certainly be a detriment. With that being said, unless you're a super casual, as in you're an average or below average player, casual games, I think, in general, may be over and done with, especially for anyone with above average skills. This could be an issue for the longevity of the game, as it may cause fatigue, as you can only want to run and gun every single game for so long, right? Sometimes you want to chill games, sometimes you just want to relax and not have to focus too much or sweat too hard, but only time will tell. You know that one image of the guy that sits up in his chair when he starts doing bad in the game? That might be our permanent positions when playing the game this year, just leaning over in the chair, no diddy. And that is my overall thoughts on the Black Ops 6 first weekend beta. It's been very fun. I've been enjoying it very, very much. I have enjoyed a Call of Duty beta like this in a long time. Like I said, I'm very excited for Black Ops 6 and I can't wait to play the zombies especially, and I'm one of those people that like playing campaigns, so I'm going to go with that. Allow me on this one. Let me know your thoughts on the Black Ops 6 beta, if you've played it or if you're about to play it, and what you think of what you've seen so far. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. Let's have a conversation in the chat. Like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching it for this far. These are my socials. Thank you very much for watching. Love, appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next beta and the next video, hopefully.